Found out the house isn't the size it said it was. I'm buying a house in Ohio. Highly desirable, competitive area that's quickly climbed in pricing and now barely within my budget. Found what I had dreamed about and on a main road, big sacrifice, but nice house and priced well. 3-bed 1-bath, 1-car garage, older home, 2,124 square feet. Got my offer accepted, $30,000 above ask. Closing end of the month. Made a comment that it doesn't feel that big, but I assumed it was just the floor plan. Inspections came up with a bunch of major repairs needed: crawl space, mold, electrical, etc., and seller agreed to do them all. It was a nice surprise in this market, but I do think any buyer would have asked for those kinds of repairs. ETA repair agreement was for licensed and insured vendors. I have receipts for the completed work. The latest, the appraisal came in fine, but listed the house at 1,849 square feet. My agent said the appraiser must be wrong. Then I had to switch to an FHA loan to qualify and needed another appraisal. The same 1,849 square feet was listed on that one. I asked my agent to look deeper into it, and it turns out the garage was previously living space and the square feet was never updated with the auditor when it was reconverted to a garage in 2005, not the current seller's doing. 300 square feet that doesn't exist. Almost a month into escrow finding this out. My agent is shrugging it off as not a big deal, saying I can make it into a positive by getting a tax break if I adjust it with the tax auditor, and should still be excited about the house. She reminded me the house 2 doors down sold for $10,000 higher with 193 square feet less, but looking into it showed it has an extra bathroom and extra garage which carry much more value. However, feel like this is a bigger deal than it's being made to be because it was false advertisement and I wrote my offer based on comps for 2,100 square feet houses. This is a 275 square feet, the size equivalent to 2 average-sized bedrooms. Plus a big milestone of that 2,000 square feet mark lost. I calculated based off the appraiser's numbers that I'm taking an immediate loss of $16,500 the moment we close from what I thought I was getting. Now that this is uncovered, I'll have to list the real lower square feet when I resell. It's not the seller's fault, but I also don't think I should have to just take the loss because I did my due diligence as the buyer and caught this. Am I overreacting here? What would you do in this situation? Edit for repeated questions. The appraisal came in at purchase price. The 1-car garage is the only garage, so converting it back to living space would do more harm than good because the house would then be garageless. If you don't want the house, just back out and start all over again on your house search. You saw the house, right? If it felt too small, then back out. If you only are worried about the numbers, then I'd say it's not worth worrying about. If you saw the house and liked it, then the square footage shouldn't be an issue, since you already know how large it is. If you feel like you'll be ripped off every time you look at the house based on the numbers, you should probably pull out of the deal, and find a place with the correct square footage that you want. I calculated based off the appraiser's numbers that I'm taking an immediate loss of $16,500 the moment we close. How do you figure? 2 different appraisers said it was worth what you are paying for it, and they both got the square footage right. Looking at a house by square feet is kind of odd. To me, the layout and size of available rooms work for you or they don't. Price per square feet is a very difficult way to try and understand comps, but I agree it can't help sometimes. In this case, if you no longer want it, back out sooner than later. TBH, sounds like you should probably move on. If you can't accept the reality of things as they are, might be best to do so. If the FHA appraisal came in fine, I'm not sure what you want. The seller agreed to repairs. He's working with an FHA buyer. This is a win. In my market they don't even do square feet because it's always incorrect and doesn't matter for comps anyway. Don't get fixated on the number. Is the living space the size you want? Go based on that. Ask for a credit. They might agree to something. Or they may tell you no, but worth a shot. If they won't contribute to the issue, you have a decision to make. Less permitted square footage is worth less. What do you mean, it's not the seller's fault? Doesn't the seller have the ultimate authority on all information pertaining to his house, and the sale of it? You thought it was a reasonable house based on what you saw in person. The number changing on paper does not change the physical space you looked at. Do you think you can find another house in your budget? Does the space not thinking about the square footage work for you and your family? It doesn't sound like the seller purposefully misled you, but you probably have grounds to either back out or ask for a further discount. Keep in mind that your calculation of the money you're losing may not be accurate. That agent sounds like they just don't want to deal with it, when in reality it is a big deal. Make a counter-offer. You have a right to ask for reduction. They might say no. You might walk away, you might live with it. Had so much you love the house and how good a deal you're getting. Your agent does not sound like they have your best interest. Your agent is just trying to seal the deal and get the commission. Not looking out for your best interests if you have this massive concern weighing on you, which I believe is valid. BTW, there are bidding wars in Ohio? If you're having feelings of doubt even before purchasing the home, it may not be the best one for you. Not the house for you. When the market turns, that house will be hard to unload and you'll risk being underwater on the mortgage. Sounds like you don't want the house and are subconsciously looking for an out. And I don't blame you. I could never sleep knowing I paid $30,000 over asking for a home in Ohio with one bathroom. Grimacing face, I would take this opportunity to back out and find something else that you get excited about that isn't on a highway. If it is a deal breaker, act fast. You need to back out of the deal or get the seller to lower the price to match the price square feet. 2 Fire your agent. He don't have your best interests in mind and just focused on closing the deal. I would either back out or renegotiate a number that feels fair to you. Ask for the price to be reduced based on the discrepancy in square feet. I would dump your realtor. They are clearly not working in your best interest. Don't buy it, realtor just wants the sale, they could care less. It is a big deal, I should know, I'm a realtor. In the end of the day, the number on a page is just a number. If you are happy with the house itself and the price, that's what matters. When you walk through the house, ignoring what's on paper, is it a size you're okay with? That's what matters. I mean, does the appraisal support the purchase price or not? Your agent wants the sale to go through and not fall apart at the last second. Do what you feel is best. If it appraised at or above your purchase price, you aren't be ripped off. I never heard of a 2000 SF milestone. Best wishes you and your significant other don't catch a stomach bug at the same time. That should be more concerning than the square footage. One bathroom? No way. And get a new agent. Which they said it seemed small, when they saw it. You can cancel your offer and get your deposit back. Decide if the house is worth it. It depends on your location. Ohio is a weird market in that the houses on the same street are all so different. Agents tend not focus on square footage. It's kinda not a thing. I'm wondering if you're from out of state. In Florida, where all the houses are the same, agents verify the square footage religiously. It's your out, though, if you're looking for one. Try to get them to go down to whatever the reasonable price per square foot is at this new square footage. If they don't, then terminate. This isn't hard.